I'm live. Welcome back to the final K. We have got the Ronde van Brugge at the moment, or the Ronde van Brugge, or whatever way you pronounce it. There's 70k to go. Should have actually got the coverage up for the Volta Catalunya because I think it only started there about 10 minutes ago. So I will get that up. Yeah, it's up now. Give me 1 minute. So I'll have that in the other ear, so we'll be following the both. Right, so we haven't really started the coverage yet for the Volta Catalunya. So they're just showing highlights from yesterday, but the Ronde van Brugge is all kicking off. There has been splits after split after split, a few crashes. Sam Welsford dropped. When did he drop? He dropped before all the splits happened, but I think the peloton is back. The front group was about 10-15 riders. I think they are all back together, but well, not all back together. I think the front of the peloton now is a bigger group. All right, Bobby, all good. Bobby. Right. What was I saying? The front of the peloton is a bit bigger than what it was. Let me get Volta Catalunya in, but yeah, I think Dylan Groenewegen is in the front group as well as Michaels from AF Education. Don't know where Philipsen is. Don't know where. Who was the other main sprinter that I was looking at? Milano, last year's winner. Don't know where he is. Lamperti, don't know, but they were in the front group now. And Michaels is there. There is someone from Unibet Rose Rockets. It's not Dylan Groenewegen because Dylan Groenewegen's built like a tank, but there's two other Unibet Rose Rockets riders at the back of this peloton. One of them I think is him. Rooting for Groenewegen win today. Yeah, that's my prediction for today. I went for a Groenewegen win. Philipsen is in the front group. Also is Milano. There we go. Thanks for update. I couldn't watch I didn't watch like the past 5 kilometers there because I was setting everything up. But 4 riders off the front. One from UAE, one from Alpecin, one from Astana, and one from Total Energies. And then the peloton is behind. But the race is all over the road at the moment. It all picked up, and in the final 10k there, it's 68.2 kilometers to go now. But from about 85 down to now, it's just completely split to pieces. Sam Welsford, like I said, I don't know if anyone was it, but Sam Welsford was the first one to drop, and he just dropped on his own. Like no one, the splits hadn't even started yet, and he had dropped. So don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe his legs just aren't there today, but hope he is all good. But yeah, the 4 riders at the front, which was Herregot, Seneschal, Cyrista, and Thierry, all caught now. So it is a bigger group now for the peloton, as I think it is Pierre Thierry from Total Energies. He moves to the front of that peloton again after being caught. After Sam Welsford did drop, and he also moved to the front with who did it? It was Sam Watson and Ben Turner. Ben Turner put a good turn in, but Sam Watson has now dropped out the back as well. In a feed zone at the moment. I wonder if what do you call him still there? Wardenskold. I wonder if Soren Wardenskold, there's an Uno X rider at the front, that's why I'm asking that. I don't know what he looks like, but he is 141 the number, so I'll wait. There's Milano there in the front group, back of the peloton, and arms around the back of each other with the little track rider. Edward Toons, him and Edward Toons, arms around each other having a chat. Right, let me get a poll going here. Let me get a poll going, because if the wind keeps up, hold up, what is going on here? It says, right, I'm gonna try. I'm a bit confused because it is all over the show. I think this is the front. I'm 100%, 99% sure this is the front of the race, but it says peloton plus 50 seconds. So I'm assuming that's 50 seconds. Yeah, it is. It's just updated. 50 seconds on the second part of the peloton. Just got the camera on Philipsen. There is Groenewegen in front of him. Yeah, Dylan Groenewegen in front of him with 2 teammates there, so that is good for... There was a few crashes. I seen someone from the Unibet Rouge Rockets go down. Someone from Total Energies went down as well. And there was another rider involved in the crash, and I can't remember what team he rode for, but... So just making sure. I don't know why. I just thought that I might have been on mute there, but... Right. Pole time. Groenewegen. Oh. Right, he can go in first. Who can go in next? Let's add Philipsen. I'll do them too. And then I will... Sorry, I'm just trying to... If I have gone silent at the moment, I'm just trying to get a poll sorted here. So I'm still here, 65.6 kilometers to go. At the front, 1 Astana rider, 2 Lotto Intermarché riders. Right, so there we go. That makes more sense now. So the front group that was the peloton is now no longer the peloton. It is now the front group, and the second group is now the peloton. So that explains why it says peloton plus 55 at the top. That makes more sense now. But they are 55 seconds behind. At the front for them was an Astana rider, Jayco, and Quickstep rider. But Quickstep have 2 riders at the very front of the front of the race. So I don't, or 3 riders, but 2 at the very front. Never. I swear to, I don't know what I'm doing, but they've 2 riders in the front group. One's at the front and one's in the middle. There's Luc Lamperti as well. He is in the group with Philipsen, which is at the front of the race. Where's... Oh, I don't know. Oh, never mind. Versit. Is that spelled right? Yeah, it is. Or... Right, so the poll's going out. I've got the 2 main sprinters in my opinion, and then I've got an option for like a versatile rider that isn't really a sprinter, I guess, in case splits do happen. And actually no, I'll just... I don't know what I'm doing with this poll, but it can go out anyway. Third option's versatile, so the likes of if Florian Vermeersch does something, or Tim Rex, something like that, and then other is just another rider. I don't know. Make with that poll what you will, but that is what my brain has concocted. My prediction is Dylan Groenewegen. I think he's going to get the hat-trick, and he has done well to stay at the front group when echelons do happen. His teammates have also done well in keeping him there. Soren Warrenschkool is there as well. He's in front of the Unibet Rouge Rockets team, so he's still there. So that's a good option as well. He would be another versatile rider, I think, in my opinion. You also say Groenewegen. It does. He has been on good form, so it does. If it does come to a bunch sprint, the lead out that the Unibet Rouge Rockets have at the moment is proven to be working. So Philipsen only won the 1 race this year. It was the Norcata Corsa. Pro race, still a good race to win. But in all the World Tour races, like the Tirreno and the Tirreno's only World Tour race stage race, he's sort of rode, so didn't really do the best in it. He got 3rd in one of the stages. Always got to support a former Visma man. He's one of my favourite sprinters. Yeah, no, he is a good sprinter. He, funny enough, Visma aren't riding this race. There's 2 world team, I can't speak. 2 world teams that are not riding it. It is Visma and Red Bull, so they're the only teams not riding it in the World Tour category. But the rest of the others are. So I guess you could do Dylan Groenewegen representing Visma. You reckon Brennan would have? You think so? I'm actually surprised that by Visma or nothing showed up. I don't know if there was a reason, or they don't, or... But I'm quite surprised. You could have thrown Brennan into this race, like you say, would have cleaned it. You could have thrown him in, and it would have been another World Tour potential win on the cards for Visma. Is Brennan actually out? Is he injured? Because his next race that he's riding is Ghent Wevelgem, or in Flanders Field from Middelkerk to Wevelgem, or whatever it is. I haven't really seen much of him since Kuurne Brussel Kuurne, so I don't know if he was focusing on Ghent. Oh, what am I on about? He was ill at Milan San Remo. Forgot about that. And we're at an ad break. So, ad break on this. Let me go across to the Volta. I don't even have the favourites or anything up. What is going on? Oh, yes, same. Right, so I'll do the Bruges favourites in a minute. Let me cut across to the Volta Catalunya. Nothing happening in the Volta. I'm going to cut across because I'm on an ad break here in the Ronde van Brugge. So I'm just going to... So the breakaway, there's 6 riders up the road. Can you guess who one of them is? Baptiste Weisstroffer is in the breakaway, as well as his teammate Ruben Thompson. Someone in the breakaway yesterday as well from Kern Pharma. It is Diego Uriarte. Then there's Iago Aguirre, Josh Burnett, who was in the breakaway in stage 1, and Mark Stewart from Modern Adventure Pro Cycling. They are 38 seconds up the road. Oh, jeez. I didn't expect it to be so short, but they are... Let's have a wee look. Let's get rid of that and get stage 3. Let's bring the red arrow out. They're currently sat here, just about to hit the top of this peak in the Volta Catalunya. Couple Groupama riders attacked and it got neutralized. Serious? I didn't actually see any of that. It just shows you how up to date. I was watching the Ronde van Brugge live coverage, and I was watching it. I was like, oh shit, I meant to be live, and then I scrambled to get it all together, and I forgot because all the splits happened, and I was like, I meant to be live here. I was meant to go live at 80k to go, but that's where they're currently sat in the Volta Catalunya. 6 riders in the break. I will show. Let's get the Ronde van Brugge back up. So this is the stage favourites for today in the Catalan. I couldn't... What do you mean no Groenewegen? What do you mean? What do you mean here? I'm on an ad break. Don't say no Groenewegen. Did he crash? Flat tyre. Oh, you mother... Ah! Flat tyre. And there's a crash in the Volta Catalunya now. What is going on here? Big crash in the Volta Catalunya. 4 riders down. Ivo Oliveira from UAE is down. I recognise him because of the Portuguese jersey. Ivo Oliveira. There's a rider from Caja Real, Groupama FDJ and Decathlon. Crash going up a hill? Or is that down? But Ivo Oliveira doesn't look good. He's sitting on the ground and a paramedic is holding his shoulder and arm, telling him to... They're picking him up now. Right. Everything's kicking off here. Right, so where was the favourites for the stage in this Catalunya? Favourites for the Volta Catalunya stage 3. We have got that. Now, I couldn't decide who to pick. I didn't know if it was going to be breakaway, sprinter, GC day, but in the end I went with Alberto Danesi. Jay down as well. Right, so we're back on the Ronde van Brugge. I've just hit my mic, so sorry if there was a big bang. I'm pretty sure that was a Unibet Rouge Rockets rider crossing the finish line there, just at the bottom of the screen. Still says on bike change for Dylan Groenewegen now. So I went from a flat tyre to a bike change. Waiting for the I want to see the camera on him. But that's the favourites for the Volta Catalunya Stage 3. I will come back to them when, the Ronde van Brugge wraps up. But Ethan Vernon's a favourite, Goudon second, then SA third. That's my pick. Camera is now on the Unibet Rouge Rockets riders, the 2 teammates and Dylan Groenewegen on the third wheel. They're trying to catch up on the first group. First group contains the likes of Juan Sebastian Milano, Jasper Philipsen, Kes Ball, Luc Lamperti, Ben Turner, if you want to add him into the mix, Hugo Hofstetter, Lorenz Rex, There's Pavel Bittner, Soren Warenschold, Max Kanter, Davide Ballerini, Luca Mazzato. As you see, they're showing on the camera him with his hand in the air. And you see the flat tire at the back wheel as well. Right, so the favourites for the Ronde van Brugge. So this is the favourites. Jasper Philipsen, quite the heavy favourite compared to second, which is Dylan Groenewegen at 5-1. Then you've got Soren Warenschold in third, Juan Sebastian Milano, last year's winner, in fourth favourite. Pavel Bittner, third at the Breda na Coxide Classic there at the last week. Time's all over the place for me. And then Lawrence Rex from Quickstep. So they're just showing the crash. They're still attending Ivo Oliveira here at UAE, and Jay Vine stood at the side of the road. So that is currently, I don't think neither of them are back on the bike. Yes, Groenewegen's back onto the back of the front group. That is good to see. Or is that the peloton? Hold up, what? First part of the peloton, so the second part of the peloton is 48 seconds down on the first part, and the first part looks a lot bigger than what it originally was. It is the first part because your man's there, Maurice Michaels from AF Education. So this is the first part, but it looks a lot bigger than what it originally was, I think. But Dylan Groenewegen's made it onto the back of the group. Happy enough for that. He is looking for the hat-trick of wins, like third win in a row. He won the... What was the name of the second race he won? Don't even... See with names, honestly, see with the names of things, I can't... Why is Dylan Groenewegen's hand keep going up in the air? No flat tire, which is good. So he won the Breda na Coxide Classic. That was the first race, and then... I don't even want to try and pronounce the start of the second race, but it's the Jean-Pierre Monser. He won that race as well. So 2 in a row. If he wins this, it'll be Unibet Rose Rocket's first ever World Tour win. It was their first ever pro win at the Breda na Coxide. This could be the possible first World Tour win, which would be very, very good to see. Just call them Belgian Chat GPT race. What? What? Just call them the Belgian Chat GPT race? Is that like a translation, or is there like a joke in that? But 55k to go. I need to change that because it's not 70 kilometers left. There's 55. Why is my computer going slow? So the stages along the bottom, nah, it's a joke. I actually thought it was a translation. I was going to say, there's no way ChatGPT sponsoring a Belgian classic race. But the stages along the bottom are the Catalunya stages because there wasn't really much information about the Ronde van Brugge, like cobble sectors or hills. There's only 3 cobble sectors and they're all the exact same cobble sector. So I just thought I will stick the Catalunya stages along the bottom. Yeah, I do have to agree. They do have quite a lot of... Well, they're probably not weird for Belgian people. It's just because, from the UK and trying to pronounce it is an actual pain. But I did notice that a lot of them change names as well from year to year. So I think they must get different sponsors or something from different companies to get their name on it. But a lot of them do change names quite a lot. Like the Paris-Roubaix even changed its name there. So 54.5k to go in the Ronde van... I'm calling it the Bruges, I don't care. The Ronde van Brugge. 61.7k to go in the Volta Catalunya. The breakaway has now 1 minute and 3 seconds. Ivo Oliveira is... Never mind, that was Jay Vine who's back on the bike. I thought the banner across the back of his chest... Or the back of his chest. His back was the Portuguese championship jersey, but no, Ivo Oliveira must have abandoned. Not a mission. I tried to pronounce it. I did a video on it a while back, but it's just getting called the Dauphin for me. It is just getting called the Dauphin, and I don't think I'd be surprised if anyone other than the commentators on TV and all the people who are obviously covering the race on TV don't call it they'll be calling it what it now is, but if anyone else starts calling it that, I'll be surprised. But yeah, this stream is pretty much just me stuttering a bunch of times, not knowing what's going on, and being all over the place. So it is. Right. 43 seconds the first part of the peloton has on the second part of the peloton, which is the main peloton. Hugo Hofstetter, camera's on him. I thought he was struggling there. No, but he was talking on the radio. Who's that? Who's the... I'm going to burp. Pardon me. Cedric Buellens from Lotto Intermarché. He's wearing the number 1 jersey for Lotto Intermarché. So he is. So who's at the front pulling here? So we've got one rider from Lotto Intermarché, one rider from Alpecin, one rider from Astana, one from AF Education, one from Picnic Post, and one from UAE. So they're all just taking turns at the front. I'd say about 4 riders down from the front 6 here doing turns is two Uno X riders, and then Michaels from AF Education is on their wheel. So Juan Sebastian Milano does seem to have quite a lot of teammates with him. Obviously last year had a lot of crashes, and Juan Sebastian Milano ended up getting the win there, but can he get the back-to-back? That would actually be quite a surprise if he did end up getting the back-to-back. Oh no, from Belgium, like I said, it is probably, you could say them in your sleep. See, when I see them, like when I go to do like a TikTok or something, I just look at it, seriously. Or see when the top 10 comes out and there's a rider with a name that just looks, I always have my fingers crossed that I can pronounce everyone's name in the top 10. Not that hard, guys. So they did show a helicopter view of the race, so the gap between the main peloton and the first part does seem to be coming down a bit. It is down to 34 seconds now. Yeah, it does seem to be that not a lot of people doing their turn. There was 6 riders at the 6 riders that I mentioned, like their teams, but they weren't riding that hard. And then they all sort of came together as like a group at the front. So I wonder why they are. Who is in the peloton? Because all the sprinters are in the... Well, I'm actually going to have a look, right? Philipsen's there, Milano's there. Kes Ball, Phil Bauhaus, I haven't seen him being mentioned. Matteo Milan as well. Luc Lamperti's there. Now, Little Trek don't seem to have... Now, Total Energies have moved to the front of the first part of the peloton, or the group at the front. I'll call them the group at the front. So the Total Energies and a rider from Team Flanders have moved to the front of this group now. Seem to be doing their turn. 30 seconds is the gap. Do you do Watchalong for every World Tour stage race? Yes, so I'll just say it now. Well, there's 27 people in here, so if you are enjoying, subscribe. I'm live for the whole of Catalunya this week. I'm live for the Ronde van Brugge, the E3, Gent-Wevelgem, or in Flanders Field from Middelkerk to Gavel. I need to work on that name. Still need to work on it, but I'm live for all that this week. I'm live for whatever is next week and the week after. And yeah, I'm live for every World Tour race to the end of the year. Maybe throw a few pro races in. I will see how I am feeling, but that is the plan, and I'm hoping to stick to it. So yes, every World Tour race. I'm at 150 subscribers now, so I have a lot of free time. I have a lot of free time during the day, so I do. So I'm lucky in that regard with my job that I have a lot of free time during the day. But what was I saying? Tim Thornton for Little Trek. I don't think they're there. Any else seem to be out of it. They only really have Ben Turner left. So the peloton does seem to become... Who's pulling at the front for the peloton? Is that the Total Energies? Yeah, I think it is. So what I was saying there, just take it all back. Am I all over the place? I literally can't pinpoint who's who here. So they keep showing a team with, or a group with Total Energies at the front. Right, so the group with Total Energies pulling with Team Flanders is the peloton. Apologies, I thought it was the front group. So Team Flanders obviously pulling for Tom Crabbe if he's still there, which I'm going to assume so. And then Total Energies pulling for, why did I say that? I have to try and pronounce the name. Emilien Jeannery. That is what I will go with. I think they'll be pulling for him. Unless there's someone else. But Little Trek moved to the front of the front group here with UAE on the wheel. Then there's a rider from Quickstep on their wheel. So they seem to be trying to get away here. But the gap is now down to 14 seconds. So it does look like the peloton are going to get it. They're showing the helicopter view, and it's getting close now. So the section they're coming up to now should show some wind. So let's hope for a few breaks in the groups. But the gap is down to 10 seconds now. So yeah, the front of the peloton chasing. Yeah, Team Flanders and Total Energies are doing the majority of the work. 3 riders from Total Energies, 2 from Team Flanders, and then there's a rider from Jayco and then UAE at the back of that. But those 5 riders are doing the majority of the pulling in the peloton. Gap's still at 10 seconds, hasn't really dropped, but well, I say hasn't really dropped. It hasn't really dropped in the past 500 meters. Groenewegen will win. Do you think so? Do you think so? Actually, let me check the poll. 30 votes, 30% for Dylan Groenewegen, 47% for Philipsen. No votes for anyone versatile like Vermeersch, Tim Rex, or Lawrence Rex, or I don't know what it's called, Tim Rex, and then 23% for other. So if you did vote for other, let me know who you think the other rider could be. But we have quite a lot of people in the chat. I say quite a lot of people. There's a few people in the chat. Groenewegen seems to be the main talking point. So he does. But the front group seems to have sat up here. Someone from Lotto Intermarché looks to be having a go out the front. No one seems to be going with him. So fair enough. Go for it. Why not? 8 seconds the gap is down to now. 47.2 kilometers to go. Let's change that to 50k. UAE now trying to close this gap on the single Lotto Intermarché rider at the front. But the gap is very, very close now. On a very exposed area of the road at the moment. So if the wind is quite strong, we could potentially see some splits here. But Total Energy seem to have backed off a wee bit with Team Flanders. The front 4 riders. There's one from Total Energies, one from Movistar, Picnic Post, Astana. But there seems to be a big line here coming up the right hand side of those teams I've just mentioned. Philipsen, my brother. Philipsen, he's won it twice, 24 and 23. Didn't get the back-to-back, so... Oh no, what am I on? He did get the back-to-back, he didn't get the hat-trick. Someone having a bit of fun with the emojis there in the chat. But yeah, he will be going for a third win of this race. But the front group, all stretched out, all single file. They don't have a gap for the peloton now. I don't know if it's increasing or decreasing. I would assume it is maybe stabling out at the moment, just because there's no real main team riding at the front now like there was when Team Flanders and Total Energies were. But there's not really a main team riding at the front of the race. It's just a mixture of different teams, and they're all looking at each other and not really knowing what to do. So PCS says that the gap is 20 seconds, but it does... I don't know. I say it's still about 10 as UAE move to the front now. So UAE are at the main team at the front of the race. What is my prediction? Oh, sorry. My prediction is Dylan Groenewegen. I upload all my predictions on TikTok. Usually the night before. I try to get them up the night before. Sometimes the morning of. But TikTok and Instagram, you'll find them. But that is who I went with. I think Dylan Groenewegen's going to get the hat-trick. What's going on in there? Volta Catalunya. Gap for the breakaways down to 33 seconds. 53.7k to go. 44.4k to go. I hope these don't finish at the same time. There's no way I'll be able to call 2 sprints at once. I hope they don't catch up, because the Volta Catalunya's majority of it is downhill in the second half. Oh, please keep at least 10 kilometers difference. Right, so the front group here seems to have completely took the foot off the pedal, as they're all spread across the road in a line, sort of bunched together. But there's no team riding at the... Right, so they're hitting a really... I think it's a windy section now, because the formations are forming here. Thank you. Good luck to yourself. I'm just hoping for a good race. That's all I'm hoping for, and so far we are getting a good race. I've got the Volta on TV and Bruges on my phone. Well, I would want to have the cycling. I have a big monitor in front of me, but when I put the cycling on, it like turns off. It goes black screen, because then I'm streaming on the smaller monitor to my side. So I have to watch. I've got a tablet here with the bigger screen is the race I'm focusing on. It's got the Bruges on it, and then I've got my phone with the Volta on it. So I'm breaking my neck between the two. But there was an acceleration out the front there from a Lotto Intermarché rider. Mikkels moves to the wheel. Teammate from the Unibet Rose Rockets, NSN, Ineos, Ben Turner, that is. Small split, but it should be closed down by UAE. I like the Rockets team. They also make great vids and go to the Giro this year. I hope they get the Tour next year. Yes, I didn't actually, when I first started this, obviously I'd heard about the Unibet Rose Rockets, but I didn't know that I didn't realize, obviously, stupid for me, but I didn't realize that they actually like uploaded after every race, and they had like a series going. So I still need to watch the full series, but I've watched a couple episodes on it, and it's very good. Peloton here about to catch the front group. It is very, very close. But yeah, I was actually shocked as well that they didn't make the Tour. I thought with the fan base that they were growing, especially for the younger generation, I was actually shocked the Tour de France didn't take them, but I'm happy the Giro did take them, because it gives them their first Grand Tour experience, and it'll be good to see and follow it on YouTube. I got you on the laptop and Bruges on the TV. No Volta. Oh. I'm hoping this stays at the 10k difference, because it's currently 42k to go in the Bruges, 51 to go in the Volta. So if it stays at that, I'll be happy, because then I can swap over. But if it comes down to like a 1 kilometer difference, I'm gonna have to. You stole my hot take. That was going to be my hot take for the Giro d'Italia, the Groenewegen, because there isn't that many sprint stages. I think there's only like, when I looked at the route for it. Now I haven't looked at it in a few weeks now, but the last time I'm pretty sure I only seen 3, maybe 4 flat stages, and that was going to be my hot take. That Groenewegen is going to win the Ciclamina. So I'm pretty sure I'm still going to do that, but there you go. You all got it first. Just quickly on the Volta Catalunya, 3 teams at the front. Visma on the far left side of the road, pretty much their whole team. Red Bull in the centre of the road with their full team, and Jayco are on the far right with a few riders from their team. So that is what the front of the peloton is looking like. 52 seconds for the breakaway. Let me check if there has been any changes in this breakaway. Nope, still Ruben Thomas from Intermarché and Baptiste Weisstroffer, who holds the points and the KOM jersey. Diego Uriarte from Kern Pharma. Yago Aguirre, who does he ride for? Escatel. That's what they're going to get called, Escatel. They wear an orange jersey. And then Josh Burnett from Burgos and Mark Stewart from Modern Adventure Pro Cycling. So that's just a quick update on the Volta Catalunya. The Bruges now, there is a rider out the front. I think that is the same rider from before I was talking about, that Lotto Intermarché. Vito Brett from Lotto Intermarché has a 5-second gap on the peloton as both groups have merged together now. He'll probably OTL. I'm going to have to ask an explanation on OTL. Oh, out of time limit. Never mind. Don't bother. I got it. Sweet. Out of time limit. Now, that is a possibility, because he is, like I said before, he is built like a tank. So the higher mountains are going to he's probably going to suffer quite a lot. But then again, same for Jonathan Milan. He's built like a brute. But he's proved to survive the Grand Tours before. I think the Groenewegen has as well. But I'm acting like Groenewegen hasn't rode a Grand Tour before. But the size of Dylan Groenewegen now. He did eat his Weetabix. He's one of the sprinters who can't really climb. And I don't blame him. Because he is like 90% muscle. I'm on an ad break now on the Ronde van Brugge, so that would have been a perfect time to talk about the Volta Catalunya, but because I'm at an ad break, I might as well go back to the Volta Catalunya. So let me have a look. Let's have a look at the stage. Let's get the stage up here quickly. So Ronde van Brugge gone, Volta Catalunya there. So get the red arrow out. Where is it? That's where the last update was, but now we are currently climbing this. The final categorized climb of the day. They're about halfway up it. It's 5.7 kilometers long, has an average of 4.2%, and that is where they're currently sat. So let me actually have a look at the... So the Category 1 climb today was won by Baptiste Weisstroffer. The Category 2 climb of the day was won by Baptiste Weisstroffer, and the intermediate sprint today was won by Baptiste Weisstroffer. So Baptiste Weisstroffer is collecting points like they are infinity stones, and he is pretty much, I'm pretty sure he's won every intermediate sprint, every KOM. Fair play to him. Fair play to him, because if you look at his profile on PCS and you scroll down a bit, you know, they're second in KOM, fourth KOM, fourth, fifth, sixth KOM. So he does love to go for the KOM jersey. But in the past 3 years, the winner of the GC has won the GC, the points, and the KOM. So he does have a lot of work on his hands if he wants to keep that KOM jersey, but he is, fair play to him, he is winning all the climbs. And he does have that teammate with him getting second in the... Is he getting... No, Josh Burnett got second in the intermediate sprint. What about the climb? Josh Burnett got second in that, but Ruben Thomas comes in third for both of them, so he's still got that teammate taking up other points, so other riders in the breakaway can't get them. But yeah, it's good to have someone in the... I had a mind blank there, I didn't know what I was going to say, but it's good to have riders in the breakaway going for the KOM and actually like physically going for it. I remember when I did the watch-along for the Tour Down Under, I stayed up to 5 a.m. to watch it. Don't ask why. I just wanted to get a few streams in just so I was comfortable with it. But Ernstrad from Uno X were, you know, riding up to the KOM, and he like turned around to the rider and spoke to him and said, "Can I have these points?" Yeah, go for it. I was like, oh, come on, at least sprint for it. I don't know if Weisstroffer is sprinting for the ones at 1 and 2 at the start of the day. That wasn't covered, but we're back at the Ronde van Brugge. It is back up. Let me turn that off. Let me turn that off. And let's get that back up. With 30k to go. No, we don't. Sorry, 37.9k to go. So 38k to go. Need to change that from 50 to 40. Actually, I'll change it to 35 because I'll forget again. Why did I say that without the R? I forget again. Let's see the poll. 35 votes. 31% are going with Groenewegen. 46% going with Philipsen. No votes for Versatile. So anyone, I know you probably heard me mention this about 3 or 4 times, but Versatile, anyone like Lawrence Rex, Florian Vermeersch, anyone like that type, no votes for them, but 23% vote for an other rider. So I wonder who the people voting for other. I wonder who they are going for. Right. So we've got the peloton back together in the Ronde van Brugge. Is everything back up on the screen? Yes, everything seems fine. Yes. So this is how it's looking at the front of the race. Middle of the peloton, they're all spread across the road. In the middle is UAE. On the left is Ineos. On the right is Astana and Quickstep, as well as Uno X. Little Trekna come up the middle as well. But UAE are moving to the front here with 2 riders. 36.9k to go. As they go around this bend, they're obviously looking for position on this bend. Any crashes? Hopefully not. Doesn't seem to be. I can still see the Unibet Rose Rockets riders towards the middle back of the peloton. Look at that house. That house they just passed. Hold up. What? There's 3 people. There's 3 massive windows and 1 person standing in each panel of them. That house was class. But we're onto a very narrow road here. Very narrow road at the moment. Riders are actually off the tarmac, or off the... What's the Belgian word for, like, paving of the road is? I don't know. But they're off the tarmac anyway, on the side, up the grass bank cycling. So they are. Breakaway in the Volta Catalunya seems to be splitting up a bit, with Weisstroffer and his teammate looking to split it as they come to the top of that Category 3 climb. UAE still at the front in the Ronde van Brugge. Who's that other team though? Go on. NSN. So NSN have 2 riders at the front. UAE have 3. Decathlon have 2. So that is the front of the peloton. Like I said, they are on a narrow road. Pardon me. Also, if you hear noise, it's my chair, by the way. Just to clarify something, the chair is very squeaky. So that is the noise if you do hear anything. But yeah, not a lot of pace happening here at the front in the Ronde van Brugge. They've all just sort of seem to be gathering their thoughts. Yeah, not a lot of pace going here at the front in the Ronde van Brugge. The breakaway in the Volta Catalunya is kicking off here, with the teammate Ruben Thompson dropping, as well as, oh come on, remember the name. I can't remember the name, but the rider from... Can't even remember the name of that. Can't even remember the name of that. So the rider that rides in that orange kit, Yago Aguirre, the Escatel, US Catel. I don't know. Why do the names always... But them two are dropped, so we're left with Baptiste Weisstroffer, Diego Ugarte, Josh Burnett and Mark Stewart at the front of the breakaway. Never mind. They've just an attack from Ruben Thompson. And he has now caught the breakaway, as well as Yago Aguirre. They have 1.5k to go to the top of the Category 3 climb. Final categorized climb of the day, and then it is all, descent and then flat to the finish. "55 seconds for the peloton, but in the Ronde van Brugge, it has all seemed to have... it's all seemed to have stopped. Oh dear, that's not good. It was very good there until that corner onto the narrow road, and it all just sort of stopped. Now they're off that narrow road on the much wider road now. UAE moved to the front, NSN just to the right of them, Decathlon just to the left of... Pardon me. Quickstep are on the far right hand side of the road with 4, maybe 5 riders. Oi, ska, tel. Thank you for that. It saves me going to Google Translate. And there's a crash. Who is that? Crash for AF Education rider. He's the only rider that crashed. It is Vincenzo Albanese. He's the only rider that crashed as well. I don't know how he crashed. There's an island in the middle of the road where there was a split. Maybe he hit it, but he's off to the right hand side of the road, so he must have took some flight there. Right, here we go. No, he's not even near the island. It was a touch of wheels. What happened? I was looking at the wrong EF Education rider. There was two up the front of the peloton above him. So I don't know what happened, but he was the only rider that went down. So that seems to be him out of the race. Obviously not abandoned, but if he gets back on the bike, I highly doubt him. Oh! List of dropouts so far, and this is new. Right, so these are the riders that have dropped out of the Ronde van Brugge. Milan Fretin from Cofidis. Valter, he drops out as well from Bahrain. And oh, you're kidding me. Alexis Renard from Cofidis drops out as well. Cofidis losing two of their main riders. Matteo Milan from Groupama drops out. Alex Kirsch from Cofidis. What happened to Cofidis? Drops out. Lewis Bauer from Groupama. Why is there so many Groupama and Cofidis riders? And Phil Bauhaus drops out as well from Bahrain. So Bahrain lose two riders. Groupama lose maybe three. Total Energies have lost two. What is going on? Why is there so many of the same team dropping out? Obviously out the back, and maybe they just can be bothered. Sorry, Milan Fretin didn't start. He's the only rider that didn't start. But the rest of those riders, there's 11 riders that didn't finish or abandoned. I was just naming the ones that I am comfortable pronouncing. But PCS has the list. So they do. Get that back down there. So 32.6k to go. Is that Unibet Rose Rockets at the front? Oh, go on, tell me. Tell me they are. So, looking bird's eye view over the top of them, UAE are on the far right with maybe 3 or 4 riders. Unibet Rose Rockets have 2 riders on the far left with a couple Bahrain riders behind them, and then I can see a few pink helmets in the back. Yeah, so Dylan Groenewegen has now been moved to the front right-hand side of the road. He is 4 riders down from the front. He's 3 teammates in front of him. Juan Sebastian Milano seems to be on the third wheel off the lead out for UAE. In the middle of the peloton, we've got Uno X and Jayco, as well as, I think, Ben Turner. He's the only NEOS rider that I've seen in this past hour. There's another NEOS rider there, so never. I take that back. But not a lot happening here in the Unibet Rose Rockets have moved to the front now, which is good to see. Around this bend, any difficulties? No difficulties. That is good. 43.4k to go in the Volta Catalunya, 29 seconds, the gap for the breakaway. But we're in the final cobble sector of the day. So we are, with Unibet Rose Rockets at the front doing a lot of the pacing. A wee slip on the cobble there for the first rider there at the front. But I'm just going off what I can see at the front of the peloton. 4 Unibet Rose Rockets, 1 Lotto Intermarché. There's a Bahrain rider riding on the grass at the side of the road, like actually on the grass. But it is a very narrow cobble sector. Rider from what is going on here? Someone from Tudor riding on the grass at the side of the road. So they move to the front now on the right hand side. I can see a couple of quick step riders in amongst the front. Who's this dropping? Someone from Bahrain dropping out the back. Number 26. Number 26. Oliver Stockwell. He's gone if anyone was thinking of him. Pardon me. So someone from Quickstep at the front on the far right. Sam Watson is now back. I can see him. He was... crash. Oh, big crash. Big crash. Big crash. Is that Philipsen? No. No, he's not. 2 riders from Alpecin down, 15 and 17. Rider from NSN, rider from Bahrain, rider from Jayco, maybe a couple riders from Decathlon. 3 riders maybe from Decathlon. Who is that on the ground? Movistar rider, so big crash there. It was getting a bit nervous in the peloton with a lot of people trying to ride up on the grass banks, and it came from the middle. Something happened in the middle. There seemed to be in a slip, and he pushed to the right and ended up sending everyone on that side of the road out to the grass bank. So now we've got an acceleration at the front of the peloton from Little Trek. Who is that on the wheel? Is there someone between them? No, so Little Trek at the front, a rider from Quick Step on his wheel, and there's UAE rider, Unibet Rose Rockets rider, an Ineos rider, Lotto Intermarché, and Juan Sebastian Milano has crashed. Juan Sebastian Milano is down. Oh dear, defending champ is down. Anyone that had him as your favourite to possibly win, he's crashed. He's lying on the cobbles. Seneschal and Goodmanstadt from someone in the chat there. Let me know who was crashed. Or 15 and 17. So Goodmanstadt, he's from Decathlon, but 15 and 17 was Jonas Gaines, and 17, Florian Seneschal. So I should have actually checked that when I mentioned the numbers. But there was that many down, I forgot. Allure, Marsman, Greta. Are you you like at the race or something? How do you know all the riders that have crashed? Have you obviously just looking out for the numbers? Fair play to you. I was looking out for the teams. Or maybe you're just very good at knowing who is on the bike and what they look like. But 3 riders from Ineos on the far left hand side of the road, with Sam Watson at the front for them. But the front of the peloton has become a very, very small group. And from all the crashes that has happened, Jasper Philipsen still there, I think. Dylan Groenewegen still there. Milano was mad at the motors. I don't know how he would be mad at the motors when I don't think he was involved in that crash. And if he was, well, suppose if motorbikes were going around the side of him. So Picnic Post and Eller still here. They have three riders, and I think Pavel Bittner is the third. Is that 4 riders? There's 2 at the front here. There's 1 on the far right, a couple riders back, but I can't tell if there's someone on the wheel of the second rider. No, there's not. So they have 3 riders, as all 3 move to the front. Bird's eye view. So Unibet Rose Rockets have 4 riders. I seen another Picnic Post rider there in amongst the Unibet Rose Rockets. So Picnic Post have 4 riders. Unibet Rose Rockets have 4 riders. There's a group chasing with 2 Decathlon riders, a Little Trek rider, a Team Flanders rider who's breaking off the front of that second group. But there we go. A crash by 10 riders in the peloton. Just an update that was given on the PCS. So Seneschal was mentioned, Marsman mentioned, Gradek from Bahrain was mentioned, Goodmanstadt, Decathlon mentioned, then NSN was Nadav Reisberg, and then Movistar also mentioned was Allure, I think. But no time gaps yet on the gaps between the front of the peloton and the group chasing. There's a rider from Tudor here, which I am going to assume is Luca Mazzato. But Max Walscheid, I will go with that. Climate activists on the road. What? Don't even. If I speak, I'm in trouble. No, I will. So if he's crashed with that, anyway, back to the race. So, trying to think. 3 riders from Uno X. I see 3 riders from Alpecin. This is then amongst the bunch. I'm trying to look at the colours of the helmets and obviously the jerseys, but at the front is Sam Watson, rider from Little Trek, which I think is Walscheid, And there's a rider from Unibet Rose Rockets, Movistar, UAE is there as well. 26 need to change. See, always forget to change this. So, update on the Volta Catalunya. 17 seconds the breakaway has got on the peloton, 36.4k to go. So the 10 kilometer gap is still there, which I'm happy with. The time gaps on PCS are just updating for the peloton to the second group to the third group. So peloton to the second group chasing 11 seconds, and then to the third group 22 seconds. So 11 seconds between each group. The group at the lean group or the peloton, they seem to have sat up here. But Picnic Post have 5 riders. Uno X 3 with Warren Gold still being there. I think we're looking for a pretty good, which created a bad climate for So the second group just made it back onto the peloton. So we've got a bigger front group now, with the third group now becoming the second chasing group. They should be 11 seconds behind. Never mind 22 seconds. They obviously aren't pushing as hard. Hit an ad break on the Ronde van Brugge, so don't know what's going on for the next couple minutes, but Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe are doing the majority of the work in the peloton at the Volta Catalunya. So they are. And in the Ronde van Brugge, I don't know if anyone watched my preview, but it'll be the first. If a non-sprinter doesn't win it, it'll be the first time since 2019 which Yves Lampert won that edition. There must have been a lot of splits in it. Let's hope no more big names crash and the peloton comes together again. Well said, Johnny. Well said. Well said about the crash, but maybe the peloton coming back together. How does one get into or enjoying cycling? Good question. How does one get into or enjoying cycling? Well, if you're talking about getting into the watching the sport, I would recommend watching a Grand Tour first. See how you like that. Maybe watch a one day. Actually, take that back. Watch a one day race. Maybe not the Ronde van Brugge, but possibly something like E3, Tour of Flanders, Paris-Roubaix. But if you're talking about actually riding the bike, buy a bike, go out for a cycle, and you will know if you enjoy it or not. That is my advice for enjoying riding the bike. But as for watching, pick a team. If you like a certain colour, pick a team with that colour and follow them. Get to know the riders. Watch a couple one-day races because they have a lot of I'm assuming you're brand new to it, but if you'd watched that Milano San Remo stage, that was brilliant. Just follow Tadej Pogačar, and you'll see some exciting racing. Depending, that all depends if he doesn't attack 80k to go and go solo. But some people find that exciting. Where's the excitement? I just enjoy it. I just like watching all the different names. It's a very technical sport, so I respect them for what they are doing. Some of it can be boring, like certain flat stages, but stages with a climb, stages like a one-day stage, like the Ronde van Brugge, I thought this was going to be a very boring stage, but echelons have split it up. Unfortunate crashes, they are unfortunate, but sometimes they do make things more exciting for people watching it. But I mean, nothing takes away. See that final kilometer. See, in a sprint stage, it is all boring, but see that final kilometer, it is like you hold your breath and you just hope something happens. Yeah, more chance of a random winner. As a final kilometer, it happens so quick, and I just think it is very, very exciting in my opinion. But that again, it's not everyone's cup of tea. You watched the end of Tadej Pogačar's stage, Tour de France a few years ago, made a comeback. Yeah, so the people also make people drop and get back and then attack as well, or sit on the wheel and then attack in the final kilometer. If you're looking for an exciting race to watch, watch the final 25-30k of that Milan-San Remo stage, and just Pogacar, Pidcock, but like Pogacar crashes, he attacks, Pidcock, Van der Poel. It is like that final 25-30k is just, it is like cinema pretty much, because I don't even know how to explain it. It just is, in my opinion. Right, back onto the, oh no, nothing bad's happened. So just the Volta Catalunya has 30k and the Ronde van Brugge has 22k, so we're looking at an 8k difference now. Sorry, I forgot to, Bobby. I'll keep you updated if anything important happens in the Bruges when you get down. I'm back now, but thank you for nothing obviously did happen, but appreciate it. Action in the Volt, right? So gonna need to find a way to get right. So attacks coming out the front of the peloton in the Volta Catalunya. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This is gonna. So if attack at the front, and you're gonna hear both these names, and you're gonna hear a lot of stuttering. But I will try to. So Red Bull and Jonas Vingegaard at the front of the peloton, at the front of a breakaway in the peloton. There's a group that has broke off the front peloton here in the Volta Catalunya, and Vingegaard is pulling at the front of it with Red Bull. 29.7k to go. Hello, Duarte Rodriguez. Hello, all good. I'm all good, thanks. How are you? Lol, guess who missed the split? Almeida. He missed the split yesterday. So UAE are now pacing at the chasing group, following the group up at the front. 21.2k to go in the Ronde van Brugge with Lotto Intermarché, NSN, and a rider from Little, and 2 quick step riders at the front. In the Volta, it is. My head is just going to go back and forth because I'm waiting. So who's pulling at the front here? I need to turn the brightness up on my phone. So I'm just going off the commentators as well. My apparently Ben O'Connor isn't in the front group. The peloton, the group that went off the front, echelons are happening. But the group chasing is massive compared to the group at the front. No, it's not. I didn't have difficulty, unless I completely butchered your name and pronounced it wrong. I was just trying to figure out what, because there was no space, so I was just trying to figure out what was the, because I've seen Rodriguez. I think Jonas is attacking because of Pidcock. Holy Remco. UAE missed the boat. It's all kicking off here. All kicking off. The Ronde van Brugge is went to the side, and it's now Volta Catalunya. So, who's that? I can't see because it's on the phone. It's Remco Evenepoel at the front. 28.4k to go. So Remco Evenepoel. Oh dear. Oh. Arrow bullet. I agree. So Jonas Vingegaard is the only one that. So we've got Remco Evenepoel pulling off the front of that front group. Jonas Vingegaard maybe 2 or 3 bike lengths behind him. He's pulled off the front of that front group. No one is. Joao is in the front group. Question mark. No, he's not. UAE missed the boat, so he is way back. So there's Remco, UAE. There's a group chasing those two, and then a decent bit back is the second group, which Joao Almeida and UAE are involved in. But the echelons are, the gaps being created here are nuts. So Jonas Vingegaard has caught Remco Evenepoel. Ooh. Right, I need to get a right. So as the poll goes, 50 votes. Whoa. So 50 votes, Groenewegen 44%, Philipsen 40%, others 16%. So we will remember that. Well, I will try. I'll probably not remember it. Almeida behind. Let's get a poll going here. So Remco, come on, get it quick. Jonas, and let's do. I don't even know who's in the chasing group, so we'll just do other. So Remco, Jonas, or other. But it seems to be Remco and Evenepoel, Remco and Jonas going off on their own. There's a poll in the chat if you would like to vote. They're just showing this on the back to the Ronde van Brugge. They're just showing the person who made Juan Sebastian Milano crash there. I think they're arresting him. Rightly so. If you're jumping out in the middle of the road and causing a crash, here, stick a cuffs on him. But the peloton now, 19k to go. Let's get this changed. There is 26k to go in the Volta Catalunya, but in the Ronde van Brugge, 18.9k to go. Lead-outs are starting to form. I can see Lotto Intermarché, Picnic Post, Groupama, FDJ United. Quick Step are there as well. Unibet Rose Rockets, 4 riders at the very, very back of this group. But back to the Volta Catalunya. Oh no, it's all happening. So it is Remco at the front, Jonas on his wheel. There is no... I'm going to go back onto the... I need to get the times on PCS for the Volta Catalunya. 5 seconds, apparently, according to PCS, for the Remco and Jonas Vingegaard group. It is a lot more than 5 seconds, I think. But João Almeida, Marc Soler, 16 seconds down. That's not right. That isn't right. But Remco is... is he like well known in that community? He's always climbing out to it. Do you rate João? Because I think people don't see his potential because he is in the shadow body. It's not I don't rate him. I think he's a very good rider. It's just this season he hasn't been up to par in his standards. And he hasn't really had... I think he got third in the Volta Algarve. It was alright, but he wasn't there in the final stages, in the final sprints. He was there, he just didn't have that extra bit, if you get me. And I was told he was doing altitude training there before this. Yeah, but this season has started now. Yeah, but I was told he was doing altitude training before this Volta Catalunya. Yesterday the peloton split and he wasn't there. Today the peloton is split and he's not there, and he's missing out big time because Remco and Jonas are out the front. Remco's shouting at Jonas. Oh, Remco is shouting at Jonas because he's not taking a turn. So Remco and Jonas have a gap of 16 seconds on the group chasing, and then the main peloton is 30 seconds down. 17.1k to go on the Ronde van Brugge, 24.3 to go on this. Remco's shouting at Jonas. Brilliant. What was I saying? João Almeida. Yes, but João Almeida is set to ride the Giro and the Vuelta as the main GC guy. Maybe I need to confirm on the Vuelta, but he's definitely riding the Giro, and he's not getting that form yet again. We'll not see until tomorrow. Tomorrow in stage 4, stage 5, and stage 6, where João should shine. So I'm not going to make a final verdict on him for the Giro until those stages are finished. But at the moment, he's just not getting there when the peloton is splitting. But that could be UAE's fault as well. They're not switched on. Does that and stays behind in the stages. Yeah, well, we are seeing that now. That maybe they're just confident in UAE to bring it back. But the gap from the peloton to the second group chasing is... Why did I say that? Because I'm going to have to work it out. 16 seconds. 15 seconds. It looks like they are going to catch them. But now the Ronde van Brugge is all strung out. Single file. He wasn't that bad in the Volta Algarve. He was there in the front groups. He was there at the top of the climb. He just didn't have that extra kick in the sprints. I think he got third in GC, but I mean, he just didn't have that extra kick. But then he's done altitude training here before this, and we will see. So Jonas does finally take his turn as Remco now takes his turn back. But this is very, very good from Remco. Obviously, he's looking for a stage win. Didn't get it in stage 1. He's better in 3-week races. We will see. We will see when the Giro comes around. Obviously, he's proven it before, but I'm just saying we will see in this season when the Giro comes around. It's growing slightly. 17 seconds is that now. It's grown a couple seconds. But do you think this is Remco Evenepoel doing this, looking for a stage win so that he can say, here, look, I've got a stage win. I don't need to work in the mountains. And they're going to do Florian Lipowitz for the mountains? Or do you think this is Remco getting the time gaps in the GC to then carry it into the mountains and go for it? Because I don't know. I would like to see Jonas trying to in the mountains, but then he could say, I've won a stage, and then that's my excuse for dropping. Jonas is going to lose a sprint if they make it. I'm going to have to agree with you after that Lenny Martinez sprint in the last stage of the Pyrenees. Jonas moves to the front. Remco now on the wheel. Side by side now. Someone from Ineos is now attacking out the front. Who's that? Is that Onley? Or is he out the front and he's being caught? What's Onley doing? Is that Onley? Someone from Ineos is out. But I don't know what he's... He's getting chased down by one rider from Visma and 2 from Red Bull anyway. It's raining now in the Ronde van Brugge. I completely forgot the Ronde van Brugge is on. But if it is only, I was shocked because he was sitting out and he was like looking behind him. UAE is back, same low key. So we've got the peloton fully back together. What is Olney doing? Olney's at the front looking behind him. I don't know if he's looking to attack or what, but if you're going to attack, just attack. I don't know why he's looking over his shoulder. Remco at the front for these two. Round back to the Ronde van Brugge. 13.7k to go. I'll change it. I'll change it to 10. It's not 10k left in the Ronde van Brugge, but it's 13.6. Is that Yves Lampert out the front in the Ronde van Brugge attacking with someone from Ineos on the wheel? I think it might be Yves Lampert. He's got the Belgian flag on his shirt, like on his cuffs. It is Yves Lampert. They've just confirmed it. UAE now are at the front of the peloton trying to catch Jonas and Remco. 22 seconds, so it has grown 5 seconds. And it goes to a break. Oh, you're kidding, right? So the break in the Volta Catalunya. Back to the Ronde van Brugge for me. 13k to go. Not 10k. I'm just changing it to 10k because I'll forget to change it. But now we're getting splits here. There's a group off the front of the peloton who is in this. I can make out Michael's from AF Education, the Estonian champion. Then behind that group, there's 2 riders. Behind them two, there's 4 riders. And then behind them is the rest of the peloton. Volta, Ineos chasing. So Ineos are at the front now. Bobby's keeping us up to date in the comments. Current gap 24. So the Ronde van Brugge, there is a group at the front, but I don't think they're working together. I don't think they know what they're doing. Someone from Astana, someone from Lotto Intermarché, Uno X, Lidl, Ineos, Quickstep, Groupama. And they have been caught, so the peloton is all together now. 12.2k to go for the Ronde van Brugge. I've got PCS up for the Volta Catalunya, so it says 24 seconds, like Bobby was right. 4-1 until the intermediate sprint. Okay. Is there time given for the intermediates? I don't know. No. I don't think there is, because there's like 3 in every stage. And Weissdorfer would probably be... No, is there? No, I don't think it is. I don't think there is. Is there bonus seconds? It says rider points 3, 2, and 1, and then I think it might be. Bonus seconds. So they may want to catch him brave and quick. I mean, it is only 3 and 2 seconds, but when there's that many riders racing and everyone is on form, it could come down to the wire for the top 10. So Hugo Hofstetter, hand in the air. I think he has got a flat tire here at the back of the peloton, but he has his hand in the air and he's at the very, very back. In Portugal is right now having the Volta Alejandro. Sorry if I butchered that, but World Tour teams. I completely forgot there was that Italian stage race started today. I'm going to have to pronounce it because I've said that. So yeah, I can see it's a .2 race. It finishes around the same time as the Volta Catalunya and the Ronde van Brugge in Portugal. But the stage race in Italy, the Settimana Internazionale Coppi e Bartali. Axel Lawrence won it from Ineos. Mauro Schmidt got second, and Diego Ulissi got third. They didn't actually show it on TV because I was surprised they didn't. The final 10k looked pretty exciting, like route wise, or the final 15k, something like that. So got the Volta Catalunya back up. Ad break over. Ronde van Brugge, sorry. Jasper Philipsen is still in the group. He's towards the back of the peloton though. Unibet Rose Rockets, about... I see Dylan Groenewegen, he's maybe about 8 riders down. 10.5k to go. but they're just showing the Remco attack here with Vingegaard. So Remco goes off the front, Vingegaard follows, and the front of the peloton is the rest of the Visma riders, so they just pretty much hit the brakes and don't really let the peloton have enough time to chase. So I've got one of the commentators on the Ronde van Brugge screaming in my ear because I don't know what's happened. Someone there crashed on the bank. I don't know why. They're all over the road. Yeah, bonuses. So yes, there are time bonuses. 1.7k to go for the intermediate sprint. 16.3k to go. 9.9k to go on the Ronde van Brugge. Flip me, this is a bit nuts here. So Ronde van Brugge, Unibet Rose Rockets have 3 riders towards the front. Second wheel at the front of the peloton is Dylan Groenewegen. Obviously doesn't want to get caught in the crosswinds, but I'm surprised he's at the front. Now he's pretty much the front rider for Unibet. Now his teammate comes up and sort of protects him. Still 25 seconds in the Catalunya. Yes, 25, 26 seconds in around that. Keeps dropping and rising. But the virtually, I don't even have it up. You're joking. I forgot all about this. So they were, if you're looking at the screen or anything, that's the favourites for today. They were the favourites. I went with Alberto Danés from Quickstep. If it did come to a bunch sprint, I didn't think it was going to be a GC day. That was probably my last pick. But that is the GC currently in the Volta Catalunya. So Remco's 4 seconds down. He will move into first. I think virtually as well, Jonas Vingegaard goes into second as a split does happen in the Ronde van Brugge. 3 riders from Alpecin caught on it. One of them is Philipsen. Are they going to make it back on? They should make it back on here. Yes, they do. But that split did look a bit... just made it back on. 15k to go on the Volta Catalunya. 8.9k to go. Why are they so close? Why couldn't these have been like half an hour apart? Would have been 10 times better. I can just see in my peripheral, my head just going back and forth, looking from each screen. So at the front in the Ronde van Brugge, 1 rider from each team. Sorry, 2. So there's 2 from Astana near the front. There's Unibet Rose Rockets, Quickstep, Uno X. Yeah, didn't contend the sprint. So Evenepoel, he's first through it, so he gets a 3 bonus seconds. Jonas Vingegaard second through it, so he gets 2 bonus seconds. So there's another split in the Ronde van Brugge. Philipsen is this a replay or what? No, he's not. So Jasper Philipsen has been caught in an echelon here. Michaels from AF Education is just trying to get onto the back. Groenewegen is looking massive favourite here. And he is, I agree, Johnny is riding the echelons very well. His teammate are doing a brilliant job at protecting him. They've sat at the back of the peloton or the middle of the peloton or the middle of the group the majority of the day. Jasper behind. Yeah. No, what? I'm getting confused. There was so Jasper I'm stuttering. Philipsen has made it back on. $7.7k to go. The Ronde van Brugge 13.6 in the Volta Catalunya. The Remco Evenepoel and Vingegaard have a 23-second gap. I should really have the Volta Catalunya here on the big screen, but because the Ronde van Brugge attack out the front from Astana, anyone going to react? But the Ronde van Brugge is finishing first, so I've got the Ronde van Brugge here. NSN, AF Education, and 2 UAE riders are chasing. They're at the front of the peloton chasing. 21 seconds it's down to now. He was good at echelons even with Visma. I was expecting him to get caught. I was expecting a lot of sprinters to get caught, and I was expecting, the more powerful riders to put the foot down in the echelon. So I wasn't really expecting it to be. I predicted Dylan Groenewegen to win, and I was predicting a sprint finish. But when the weather reports came out, I was like, did I make the right prediction? I would always prefer Philipsen, but Groenewegen is in great shape. I agree. Philipsen hasn't really been there in the sprint. He was there for Norcata Corsa, like I said earlier, but for the majority of the sprints, he just hasn't really been there. He was there in stage 4 of the Tirreno, but he was beaten. But that, to be fair, if he was in a better position, I think he would have got higher. He was like literally nowhere. He came up the side, came out of nowhere, and he ended up getting third, so it was a good sprint from him. The peloton is catching. I think Magnus Cort Nielsen wins. Peloton is, yeah. That is they will. I think Magnus Cort Nielsen, he was 4th favourite. So yeah, 4th favourite for the day, according to the bookie site I got that off. He was 4th favourite at 12-1. 19 seconds with 11.8k to go, so it is all flat for the remain. There's a bit of a downhill, sorry. The next 5-10 kilometres are slightly downhill. But yep, Evenepoel gets 3-second bonus, Vingegaard gets a 2-second bonus, and McNulty gets a 1-second bonus. It will be a very interesting sprint final. I agree. Well, I hope it is. That's what I'm hoping for. There are splits now happening with 5.8k to go. The front of the peloton does seem to be all over the road here. There's one rider out the front on his own, which was that Astana rider, which did attack out the front. Let me see if I can get a name on him. Davide Ballerini, yeah. So we've got 5 riders chasing. I'm Walscheid from Little Trek. There's a rider from UAE, Groupama, Astana, and another rider from who is that from Little? I've seen the number. Simone Consoni. So that's the other rider from Little Trek at the back of the 5 chasing Ballerini. So Ballerini's caught. That looks like Florian Vermeersch at the front. So there's a front group of 6. A small gap to 3 riders. 2 of them are Tudor. Please be Luca Mazzato was one of them. 74, 72. And then 47 for Uno X. So the 3 chasing the front 6 are Eric Norsater Russell from Uno X, and then 74 Luca Mazzato, and 72 Rob. I'm not even going to pronounce that, but he's from Switzerland. He's wearing 72. I think it was 72. But Luca Mazzato is there for Tudor. So it was all splitting up here. It looks like 5k to go, 4.6k to go. It does look like it isn't going to be, if it stays like this, no one really has a lead out going here into the final 4.5k. 10 kilometres to go in the Volta Catalunya now, with a gap of 18 seconds for Remco and Vingegaard. But we're going to get peloton all comes together now, but they're all lined out, single file. Unibet Rouge Rockets still looking pretty comfortable with their team around Dylan Groenewegen. The rider from Little Trek, who's riding at the front in the Ronde van Brugge, he flicked his elbow to see if anyone was going to take a turn, and then sits up and looks over his shoulder. Rider from Astana then comes through. So with rider from Astana at the front, I think that rider from Little Trek, I think it was Walscheid. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. But, right, no longer single file. They're all coming together as a bunch. I see the Unibet Rouge Rockets train on the right-hand side. Astana have 4 riders, though, at the front. Luca Mazzato is still there. Luca Mazzato got 2nd in the Kurne Brussels Kurne there. But is Max Cantor still there for Astana? Or is it all Davide Ballerini? And back together. Who do I think, which race? The Kurne Brussels Kurne, the Ronde van Brugge or the Volta Catalunya? If we're talking about the Ronde van Brugge, Dylan Groenewegen. If we're talking about the Volta Catalunya, I don't know. I didn't expect it to go this way. 13 seconds now for Remco and Vingegaard, with Ineos and UAE chasing. I don't know who is still left for a punch in the Volta Catalunya. I sense that the journalists will criticise Jonas for not pulling. Well, there will definitely be some attack out the front from a Little Trek. Max Walscheid from Little Trek attacks out the front. No one seems to be able to go with him. 5 riders from Astana. Astana are at the front here with 5 riders chasing down Walscheid, but I'm actually surprised they have 5 riders from Astana here. Criticise unit. Yeah, there will be quite a lot of talk here about you will see the photo of Remco with his hand in the air shouting at Vingegaard. You're going with Groenewegen and Evenepoel. Let me see who the poll here. 22 votes. 32% say Remco. 36% are saying Jonas to win the stage. 32% say other. It does look like they're going to get caught with 7.8k to go, 14 seconds. So 32% that went with other. But from the, let me see if I can scroll back up and look at the poll. The poll that ended with 50 votes for the stage here today. 44% said Groenewegen to win, 40% said Philipsen, and 16% said other. So we've got 2.2k to go. I'm just going to change it to, pardon me, I'm going to change it to 1k. I need a drink in case I lose my voice here. But Max Walscheid's still out the front. Philipsen has 2 teammates, but there's 3 Alpecin riders. So he's got 2 teammates in front of him. Astana have 3 teammates at the front. Luca Mazzato's still on the wheel of his teammate for Tudor. Jayco are coming up on the right. I see the Unibet Rouge Rockets on the... looking at it face on, the Unibet Rouge Rockets are on the far left, moving up behind the Jayco riders. Seem to have been boxed in there a bit. 1.6k to go. Evenepoel shaking the head. I just had glanced over. Evenepoel shaking the head and asking Jonas to do another pull. Right. What is Astana doing at the front of a car? Yeah, I know. I'm shocked at that myself. Right. So Little Trek now come out of nowhere with 3 riders on the left-hand side of the road looking at a bird's eye view. Uno X have 3 riders on the back of the Little Trek riders, 2 riders from Ineos on the back of the Unibet. I'm all over the show today. Unibet Rouge Rockets are on the right-hand side of the road. But Dylan Groenewegen is sat third wheel of his team. 1.2k to go. I'm going to take my thing out for the Volta Catalunya. Let's get the volume up a bit. Right. Into the final 1 kilometre here at the Ronde van Brugge. We've got a rider from Groupama FDJ United at the front doing the work. Then there's Little Trek, Astana. No real team at the front though. There's Unibet Rouge Rockets. 3 riders sat about 6th, 7th wheel. But Dylan Groenewegen is still there. Is any sign of Jonas? Oh, couple. I was talking about Jasper Philipsen. I see Jasper Philipsen now. He's towards the back of the peloton. But the Unibet Rouge Rockets are looking very comfortable here. Unless, can they get out of that position they're in though? Astana now open the sprint. They are at the front, out of the saddle, but no one has launched yet in the sprint. I don't know if the chat's ahead of me, but I'm not even going to look. I've seen 2 messages come through. I'm not going to look at them, but here we go. Unibet Rouge Rockets on the left-hand side come through. The teammate launches for the Unibet Rouge Rockets. Loses Dylan Groenewegen. He seems to be trying to do it on his own here. Dylan Groenewegen launches on the left-hand side. Dylan Groenewegen now on the left-hand side. Someone from Alpecin, I think that is Jasper Philipsen at the front. Dylan Groenewegen comes around, crash at the back. Dylan Groenewegen, Jasper Philipsen. Oh, Dylan Groenewegen gets it. I thought the finish line was the line before the zebra crossing. Oh, Dylan Groenewegen gets it. The hat-trick first World Tour win for the Unibet Rouge Rockets. I thought the finish line was... There's a line before the... Oh, I'm laughing. There's someone crashed. I feel bad. I don't know who went down. That was a bad crash, but I thought the finish line was before that zebra crossing. And that's why I just completely lost the words there. But Dylan Groenewegen gets his win. Gets the hat-trick. Unibet Rouge Rockets for their first ever World Tour win. And... I feel bad, but I'm going to need to go over to the Volta Catalunya here. I will try and get a top 10. Oh, there's a lot going on. Right. Where are we? Right, let's go over. Yes, everyone in the chat. Dylan Groenewegen, massive win for the Unibet Rouge Rockets. I've now swapped over to the Volta Catalunya, so I will go back and talk about the Dylan Groenewegen win in a minute, but I was hoping 10k. We've got 4k left in the Volta Catalunya. Let's see how this plays out. 46 people in here, so I will say I'm live for every World Tour race this year. I'm going to try and go live for every World Tour race. I'm live for the rest of the week. E3, Volta Catalunya, Ghent, Wevelgem, or in Flanders Field from Middelkerk to Wevelgem. Still working on the name, but subscribe if you do like this sort of stuff. Like the video. I will have a preview for... Where have I got this in? I've done nothing even on. I will have a preview for E3 going up potentially tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. So 3.7k to go. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's go. Yes, Groenewegen. Oh, yes. Dylan. Yes. Nice. Woohoo. Who's 2 and 3? 2, I think, was Jasper Philipsen. I think he just lost it on the line. Don't know who 3 is. Just outside 3k rule. Peloton, Thor, and Remco and Jonas did stall. To be honest, I'm still on the Dylan Groenewegen win here, but 3.3k to go. Evenepoel and Jonas Vingegaard are still out the front. I don't know the exact... Let me see. 7 seconds according to PCS. That is what it is currently at the moment. but it is 3k to go. I should really change the colors here. Let me see how this works. Where am I looking? It's 2.7k to go. Sorry if you can't hear me. My where am I? Nah, I'm all over the road. Oh my god. I can't even get it right. There we go. And 2.4k. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this changed over quickly so it shows the Volta Catalunya. There we go. So Capiot from Jayco, just Johnny in the chat said Capiot from Jayco was the one that crashed. Let me see if I can get third for the Tour of Bruges. No, let me see if there's the 2k to go here on the there's no. I don't even know who's third. I'm focusing. I'm on the Volta Catalunya now, so 1.8k to go. Evenepoel and Vingegaard are still out the front. It doesn't look like they might. I don't think they're going to catch them here. I think it's going to be a sprint between Evenepoel and Vingegaard. So Max Kanter was third. It's just updating now. And then Stanislaw and it's always someone I can't pronounce. Polish from Kofidis. Aniolowski. He got fourth. Was Mazzato fifth? Come on, he was in my fantasy team. Right, 1 kilometre banner now in the Volta Catalunya. Evenepoel and Vingegaard are still out the front. I'll tell you, when the peloton hit the 1 kilometre banner, they hit it just now, so that is the gap between them. So Lotto and Intermarché are leading out the sprint for the Volta Catalunya. Ineos on their wheel, but it looks like it's going to be a Remco Evenepoel win unless Jonas Vingegaard can pull it out of the bag here. Why did these two stages have to be so close to each other? This could have been two massive stages if they weren't so. Well, they are too much. Sorry, I take that back. But it could have been. I could have enjoyed this Volta Catalunya more. I think there was a crash in the Volta Catalunya in the peloton. Evenepoel's crashed. Oh, so Jonas is out in his own now. Everything's happening. What is going on? Evenepoel crashes. Fuck. Jonas Vingegaard gets caught. He's going to get caught. Oh no. What is this? Gudon now launches out the front. Pidcock sat in third wheel. Someone from Intermarché. NSN on the right hand side. They're going to get their top 10, but it's going to be Dorian Gudon. He takes the win. What? That just took a... So in the final, 500 metres, Remco Evenepoel crashes, Jonas Vingegaard gets caught, Dorian Gudon gets the win, but it doesn't look good for Remco. Is he going to get back on the bike? Get back on the bike. Massive performance from Remco, but he crashes. Fuck's sake. That's him. Well, that's him out of the GC. Well, no, he's in the 3k limit, so... But is that him out of the Volta Catalunya? I want to see if they get a bird's eye view. He has got cuts on him, like they're just washing him off here with some water. Yep, Gudon gets the win. Another massive result for Gudon. Right, so they're showing it. It's like the bird's eye view camera's awful. It's like ants. I don't know what happened between the two of them. I hope that's not the... I hope he doesn't pull out or ban them because of this. He is back on the bike, so he is going to finish the stage. I don't know, I heard the commentators mention that. And Jonas did slow up. So I don't know. I don't even know who got second or third, but Gudon gets fourth. So the top five for the Top 5 for the Ronde van Brugge. I've got it now. I was trying to get it, and I did get it, but I'm going to go through it now. So Dylan Groenewegen wins Unibet Rouge Rockets' first World Tour win. Jasper Philipsen gets second. Max Kanter from Astana in third. Stanislaw Anielewski from Cofidis gets fourth, and Luka Mazzato at Tudor gets fifth. Now let me see if I can get the preliminary for the and of course I accidentally back out of PCS, and right, PCS must have crashed. Yeah, Jonas just sad. I'm not losing another sprint here. Let me just take you out. Right, so Ethan Vernon comes second. So NSN finally get their top 10, and they do it with a podium coming in second place. Right, so they're showing they showed the replay. I don't think it was a touch of wheels. I'm just shocked that out the front you have these two, and the only one that crashes is Remco Evenepoel. But yeah, another massive win for Ineos. Gudon proving why they made the right choice in signing them. So here's the preliminary results for stage 3 of the Catalunya, Volta Catalunya. So we've got Dorian Gudon in first, Ethan Vernon in second, Noah Hobbs in third, massive result for AF Education there. Toon Arts from Lotto Intermarché in fourth, Anthony Charmig from Uno X in fifth, Tom Pidcock sixth, Noah Isidori from Decathlon gets seventh, Davide Piganzoli from Visma gets eighth, Michael Henson from Movistar gets ninth, and Mark Stewart from Modern Adventure Pro Cycling gets 10th. So a top 10 for Modern Adventure Pro Cycling. It's actually very good. That is it's because they have the weirdest top 10 sprints, because there's like no real, the only sprinter in that top 10 is Ethan Vernon, maybe Noah Hobbs. I don't think he really is a sprinter, but Ethan Vernon's the only sprinter there, because cyclocrosser in fourth, so he's cyclocross, is he? Fair enough. Fourth in the stage at the Volta Catalunya. Very, very good. So that's 2 top 10 finishes for Noah Hobbs, one of them being a podium in the past 2 days. 21, Great Britain, AF Education. Very good. I want to see if I can get the PCS is like, it's like nearly crashed here. Like I can't even get a page loaded. I want to see what the top 10 was in what from 5th to 10th in the Ronde van Brugge, but like it will not load at all. But yeah, I think that is going to actually, let me, who would you give Rider of the Day? Who in each one? Rider of the Day, if I had to pick one, I think I'd probably give it to Evenepoel for the Volta Catalunya, maybe. I think for that attack it really opened it up, so I'll give Rider of the Day to him for that. Rider of the Day in the Ronde van Brugge. I had 2 wins today. Yeah, that is Lawrence in the Coppi e Bartali. Who would you, Rider of the Day for Ronde van Brugge? Who would you give it to? Dylan Groenewegen, because he got that win, first World Tour win for the Unibet Rouge Rockets, and he did stay within the echelons. So yeah, I'll give it. So my 2 riders of the day are Remco Evenepoel in stage 3 of the Volta Catalunya and Dylan Groenewegen for the Ronde van Brugge. The top 10, just to wrap up on the top 10, Pavel Bittner from Picnic Post gets 6th, Ivan Garcia Cortina gets 7th for Movistar, Lorenz Rex for Soudal Quickstep comes in 8th, Luc Lamperti, AF Education gets 9th, and Stefan de Scheutner for Lotto Intermarché gets 10th. I had Groenewegen and Remco. Vine out. Oh no, he just came back as well. Oh, sorry, Jonas Vingegaard's giving an interview. He says after the crash he decided to wait for the bunch. I missed the start of the interview, so I don't know how he actually went down. They're obviously going to ask him about the arguments, but actually Almeida for finishing in the pellet. So you get it. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, first World Tour win. Unibet is big. Yeah, the video that they're going to upload for that, the reactions to that are going to be brilliant. He beat Jasper Philipsen in a 1-2 pretty much. Jasper Philipsen near enough let him out, I suppose. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. 25 people in. If you did enjoy, subscribe, like. Don't forget to like the video. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be live again tomorrow for the Volta Catalunya. Jasper disaster. I'm going to be live again tomorrow for the Volta Catalunya. I'll be live on Friday for E3 and the Volta Catalunya, Sunday for Watchalong and the Volta Catalunya. But yes, thank you for joining me yet again for another successful day in cycling. Volta Catalunya. Remco Evenepoel crashes, but Dorian Gudon gets his second win, and Dylan Groenewegen gets the first win for the Unibet Rouge Rockets in a World Tour race. Thanks for watching the Final K, and all the best.